I miss Halo. Not just the game, but the feeling it gave us. The late night matches that somehow turned to all-nighters, the chaos of LAN parties where everyone was crammed into one room, the pure excitement of a midnight release when Halo felt like the biggest thing in the world. That was Halo, man. Back then, Halo wasn't just a game. It was a cultural event, something that brought people together in a way few games ever have. And today, I can't help but feel like that magic is gone. So in this video, I want to talk about why Halo doesn't feel the same anymore, what's changed, and whether we can ever get that feeling back.
We're unveiling the Xbox. This is the product that will be out later this year, and there's an amazing amount going on. Working with partners who help build the hardware, working with the software developers, working with...
But to really understand why Halo felt so special, we have to go back to the beginning. Halo Combat Evolved wasn't just another shooter, it was a game that redefined what a console gaming could be. When it launched in 2001, it introduced us to a universe full of epic battles, and it wasn't just the world that drew us in. Halo introduced us to characters that will stick with us for decades. Master Chief, the silent but heroic Spartan, and Cortana, the AI companion who somehow felt human, gave the story heart and depth. Suddenly, we weren't just shooting aliens. We were part of an epic struggle, fighting to save humanity in a galaxy full of danger. Beyond the story, Halo CE was revolutionary for its gameplay. Console shooters before Halo often felt clunky or limited, but Halo offered precision controls, a balanced weapon sandbox, and vehicles that completely changed how battles played out. And then there was multiplayer. Split screen, LAN parties, and the beginnings of online play made every match memorable. There was nothing quite like it at the time. I still remember my first LAN match, the adrenaline, the teamwork, the thrill of a perfectly executed capture the flag. It was pure magic. Halo wasn't just a game launch. It set a new standard, showed the potential of console shooters, and created memories that, for many of us, will never fade. Part of what made Halo so unforgettable wasn't just the gameplay, it was the story. From the first time we stepped onto Installation 04 in Halo CE, to the epic battles in Halo 3, the series managed to balance cinematic storytelling with gameplay that made you feel like you were part of something bigger. The gameplay was just a perfect mix of exploration, strategy, and epic firefights that made every encounter feel alive. Vehicles, enemies, weapons, everything worked together to make you feel like a hero in a universe bigger than yourself. Who could forget the Silent Cartographer? The first time we launched in, it wasn't just a mission, it was the first time Halo truly let us go anywhere. Beaches, caves, cliff, edges. Suddenly, the world wasn't linear anymore, and it felt like we were exploring it. And then, of course, there was the Flood. The first time they appeared in Halo CE, it was shocking, terrifying even. One minute you're fighting elites and grunts, and the next, you're thrown into a horror game where survival feels impossible. The Flood gave Halo a sense of fear and unpredictability that made every encounter unforgettable. It's no wonder so many fans still want to see them return. That's what made Halo campaigns unforgettable. Of course, as amazing as the story was, what really kept Halo alive for so many of us was the multiplayer. This was where friendships were built, rivalries were born, and where some of the best memories in gaming history were made. Back then, in Halo, multiplayer wasn't just about winning. It was about the experience. The maps themselves were legendary. Blood Gulch, with its wide open layout, perfect for vehicle combat, Lockout, a close quarters chess match, Sandtrap, Valhalla, Ascension. These weren't just maps, they were playgrounds. The chaos, the labs, each one with its own personality and strategies. Even today, just hearing those names sparks nostalgia for anyone who grew up with Halo. And it wasn't just the maps, it was the modes. Big Team Battle gave us an absolute mayhem with the vehicles flying everywhere, and 24 Spartans colliding in the middle of the battlefield. Custom games let our imaginations run wild. Everything from racing mongooses through obstacle courses to messing around in Infection or Griffball. It wasn't just a shooter anymore, it was a social space, a place to hang out with friends for hours on end. What made it also addictive was the balance. Halo's sandbox was tuned so perfectly that no matter your playstyle, you could shine. And every match had those moments. Those stories you retell the next day at school or work. The insane triple kill, the last second flag capture, or that one friend who always betrayed you by accident. Halo multiplayer wasn't just fun, it was a community. It was sitting shoulder to shoulder in the split screen, fighting over screen peeking, It was about dragging your Xbox to your friend's house for a LAN party. That's the magic I think a lot of us miss today. That feeling that Halo multiplayer was more just a mode. It was an experience, a tradition, and a way to connect. But even after the credits rolled, Halo still had one of the strongest communities in gaming, and a huge part of that was Forge. When Forge was introduced in Halo 3, it completely changed what players could do. Suddenly, we weren't just playing Halo, we were creating it. We could design maps, build game modes, and turn wild ideas into reality. Who does remember loading into some ridiculous custom map a friend made? Whether it was a racing mongooses through a giant obstacle courses, play duck hunt with snipers on one side and the runners on the other, or seeing how long you could survive an infection. Forge made Halo feel limitless. Not two nights of custom games were ever the same. It gave players ownership of Halo in a most games at the time simply couldn't. And the creativity didn't stop there. The Halo community was always finding ways to make the game bigger than itself. From machinimas like Red vs Blue to the competitive tournaments to fan-made maps that sometimes felt better than the official ones. The community kept Halo alive long after the developers shipped the game. Halo wasn't just something we played, it was something we shared, something we built together. That sense of creativity, of community-driven fun, is another piece of magic that I think a lot of us miss today. Of course, we can't talk about Halo without talking about the sandbox, the weapons, the vehicles, the mechanics that made every match feel unique. Halo had this perfect balance between simplicity and depth. You didn't need to memorize dozens of perks or attachments. Just pick up a weapon, hop in a vehicle, and make something happen. Yet somehow every fight felt different. Think about the little things that gave its charm. Dual-wielding kneelers in Halo 2, sticking someone with a plasma grenade at the perfect moment, or flipping a Warhawk after a chaotic crash. These mechanics weren't just tools, they gave Halo personality. Vehicles like the Scorpion tank or the Banshee weren't just overpowered toys. They were centerpieces of chaos, and taking one down felt like an achievement in itself. And that's what made Halo so replayable. You could load into the same map 100 times and still have different experiences. Maybe this match you're running to the sniper tower, maybe the next match you're causing mayhem with the sword, or maybe you're just goofing around with friends in a mongooses race someone set up in Forge. Halo gave us freedom. Freedom to play seriously, or not at all. And that freedom is something that feels missing in so many modern games today. But here's the thing, somewhere along the way, Halo started to lose that magic. It's not that the newer games are bad, but they just don't feel the same. The pacing changed, the design shifted, and that unique Halo identity started to fade. Instead of tight, balanced sandboxes where every weapon felt useful, we got systems that sometimes felt overcomplicated or stripped down. Instead of consistent, exciting content drop, we got long gaps of silence where the community just drifted away. Halo used to feel like an event. Every new game, every new map pack, every midnight release felt electric. Now it feels like the excitement has slowed down. Halo Infinite has so much potential, but with its rocky launch and slow post-release support, it struggled to capture the same energy. And it's frustrating, because the core of Halo, the movement, the shooting, the feel of it is still there. But the spark, the sense of community, the consistency, that's what's been missing. And maybe part of it is too. We grown up, we change, we're not kids huddled around a CRT at 2 AM anymore. But at the same time, I think Halo could still capture that feeling if it leaned into what made it special in the first place. The balanced sandbox, the community-driven creativity, and the sense that every match, every mission was something worth remembering. At the end of the day, I miss Halo. Not just the game, but the feeling they gave us. The nights that lasted until sunrise. The campaigns that pull us into something bigger. The communities we built through Forge and custom games. Halo wasn't just about shooting aliens or winning matches. It was about being part of a moment in time. A cultural event that meant something to all of us who were there. Maybe we'll never fully get that back. Or maybe the next Halo can find a way to reignite that spark. But the memories, those will always stay with us. And that's why, even after all these years, Halo still matters. But I want to hear from you. What do you miss most about Halo? Was it the multiplayer nights, the epic campaign missions, the flood, the custom games? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I'd love to see how your experience just compared to mine. And if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like Goes without saying, but subscribe if you like Halo. It really helps the channel a lot. Anyways, thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next time.